So you want to sell your house without a realtor. According to the National Association of Realtors, in 2018, 11% of all home sales were for sale by owner or FSBOs. That year, the average for sale by owner sold for $200,000 compared to the agent-assisted sales average at $280,000. In this video, I'm sharing my top 5 tips, so let's go. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen Rapoli, and I'm a real estate agent with Keller Select. Each week I post new videos about real estate in the Charlotte area. I used to be a teacher, so many of my videos aim to teach you something. You might be wondering why a real estate agent would want to teach you how to sell a home without a realtor. So let me give you that answer first. To start with, I've been there. Before I moved to Charlotte in 2018, I sold my house for sale by owner in Ohio. Having been through it, I learned a lot in the process, and I can also respect your desire to keep as much money as possible. And secondly, if you've decided to go this route already, you've done it for your own reasons, and I want to help you accomplish your goal. Not only that, but if you need a buyer's agent, or if you end up needing help selling your house, I would love to be that resource for you. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that I can continue teaching you about real estate and answering your questions. But you came here for a reason. So let's get to those top 5 tips. Tip number 1 is to prep your house. You might think I'm talking about big renovations, redoing your kitchen, redoing your master bathroom, things like that. Don't waste your money here, because you don't know if you'll recoup it later. What I'm talking about is much easier. First of all, declutter. You can hide a lot of things or throw away some things. Get that packing started now and get the clutter out, because people don't want to see a lot when they come see your house. Really, less is more. And on that same note, be sure to go ahead and pack away photos, knickknacks, all those types of things that are very personal and important to you, because potential buyers don't want to come in and see your house. They want to see themselves living there. So make sure that all of those things get packed away early, and that way buyers can imagine themselves living in this house. Tip number 2. Price it right. Many owners who try to sell their home for sale by owner end up pricing way above market value, and that can get you into some hot water, especially if you end up in negotiations with a professional real estate agent on the buyer's side. A couple things you can do is, first of all, do your research. You want to make sure you know what your home is worth. You can get it appraised for a couple $100s, get it appraised so you know exactly what the bank is going to tell you your house is worth. Another thing you can do is contact me. If you're in the Charlotte area, I can go ahead and get you a CMA, or comparative market analysis, to give you an idea of what you can get for your home. One big misconception when you're selling for sale by owner is that you think you can price it high, but buyers are assuming they're getting a deal. Think about if you were to go to a car dealership to buy a car. You would anticipate spending more than if you went directly to an owner. So we are trained to believe that we're going to get a bargain or a deal if we go straight to the owner. And because of that, people are looking for a lower priced home when you're selling yourself. That's why it's a really good idea to have that appraisal in hand so you know exactly what you deserve to get for your house. One last thing about pricing is price on your timeline. If you're not in a hurry to leave your house, you can price it a little higher and test the market a little bit. Tip number 3 is paperwork. There is required paperwork even when you sell your house by yourself. Make sure that you are honestly completing your seller disclosures. These are federal and state laws, so just make sure that you are covering your butt when you're filling out this paperwork. The best thing you can do is go ahead and hire your real estate attorney right at the beginning. That way they can coach you on what paperwork you need to fill out and give you some assistance in what you have to disclose. Tip number 4 is publicity. According to a study done by NAR, National National Association of Realtors, only 6% of people who buy a house buy it based on seeing a sign in the yard. And another 9% of people who buy a house buy it because they either know the seller personally or they're a friend of a friend of the seller. So they're hearing it through friends, relatives, neighbors, things like that. So 85% of home sales are because of some type of marketing or publicity. Make sure that you're capitalizing on that 85%. In this category, I want to remind you that you need to have good photos. The photos are the first thing people are going to see about your house. That means if the photos suck, they're not coming. Many of us are tempted to use our cell phone for photos, and although it can work, it's not going to give you the best result. So be sure to either use a professional camera or better yet, a professional photographer to get the very best photos to market your home. And of course, these photos need to get online. So at the very minimum, you need to be putting them on like Zillow, Trulia, and Craigslist at the bare minimum. But you can also reach out to flat fee MLS listing agents, and for a flat fee, they'll post these photos and post your listing in the multiple listing service or MLS. This is going to get your listing in front of the most buyers, and that's going to give you the best chance of selling your house for the most money in the shortest amount of time. And then the last thing I want to mention here is, remember I said 9% of people buy a home based on word of mouth. So make sure you're working that mouth, telling your friends and family and neighbors, tell them in person, on phone calls, through text message, social media, that you're selling your house. You want to capitalize on that method too. Make sure you tell everyone you know that you're selling your house, because you never know who might be interested in buying it. And my tip number 5 today is pay the buyer's agent. In a typical real estate deal, the seller pays for both agents involved. So the buyers are going into this thinking they're getting their services for free. The seller is paying for their agent as well. If you refuse to pay for their agent, that means they have to come out of pocket to pay the commission for their agent. And not very many buyers are willing to do that. So when you refuse to pay the buyer's agent fee, you're actually limiting the pool of buyers who might be interested in your home. So now you know my 5 tips for selling FSBO, or for sale by owner. Next week, I'm going to share with you the top mistakes that homeowners make when selling for sale by owner, or FSBO. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope I taught you something. Bye.